are live in Boston, Massachusetts, the gem of New England, as the Celtics are about to go into this interconference contest right here. And hi again, everyone. Kevin Harlan here alongside my partner Clark Kellogg. 2K Sports brings you this Monday night broadcast of the NBA. And checking out Utah's opening lineup, John Stockton out there with Jeff Hornacek. And it's Brian Russell, and there's Malone and Ostertag. And for the Celtics, we've got Allen and Walker.
This Celtics team came away with 17 wins against the West last year. Solid numbers against a really tough conference.
And the Jazz start out with the ball. Let's catch up with Doris from the sideline.
Kevin, here's what the Celtics head coach had to say when we spoke just a few minutes ago. It's one of the smartest offensive teams in the league that they're facing today, so he wants his guys to play just as smart defensively. We've got to be ready for anything, he said, because there are just so many ways they can beat you.
Thank you, Doris. I get the feeling here, Clark, there's a lot more to be done here.
Well, one of the best ways to bother a shooter is to make him uncomfortable. Make him catch the ball where he doesn't want it.
He can't complete the three-point play. That record Clark Boston had against the West, you mentioned those numbers, were actually down 4 from a year ago for the Celtics.
Yeah, but across the board, they had a bit of a down year overall. It's hard to stay around 60-plus wins like they did, so you can't really blame them for that.
Ray Allen, even at his age, is still a sight to behold when he takes that jump shot.
Yeah, he really is. He's got one of the sweetest jump shots we've ever seen in the history of the game. As pretty a shot as we'll see. And not just because it looks good, it goes in, too.
Here's Russell. Hornacek covering. Let's go with the three. And it's Wesley missing. And so here is Utah. Utah wasn't a terribly great road team, just a win over 500 for them last season.
Yeah, I agree. 21-20 is pedestrian at best. For a team to be great, you want to set the floor. That should be your basement, 500 on the road. And then you got to go north of that. If they want to make the leap and win their division, they got to become a better road team.
Going back to their road woes, Utah had trouble on the road the season before as well, Clark, in 09.
Yeah, they were really bad that year, finishing with only 15 road wins, and that's almost hard to explain for a team of that caliber. They've got to rededicate themselves to performing on the road, and I think, again, Kevin, it goes back to mindset.
Again, the miss by the Celtics.
Shocking how wide open he was. Even more shocking that he couldn't sink it.
Hornacek outside. He dumps it off. Stockton up top. Clock is at 3. Here's Hornacek. Beats the shot clock, but doesn't get the shot to fall. Fox can't get it to go. So both teams going at it here early as we end the first. Jazz lead by 2.
They're playing lockdown D, Kevin.
And we begin the second quarter. We've got a close game. And it's the Celtics with the ball, trailing by 2. Clark, thinking about the Jazz, here's a franchise that's been a fixture in the playoffs for decades, but they have never been able to win a championship.
Yeah, it's unfortunate because they have been a model of consistency. They play hard, they play tough, they're always in the playoffs, but they've not quite been a dominant team. And when you talk about winning a ring, you've got to be a dominant team.
And Williams, that's the 5 to begin the second quarter for the Celtics. Here are the Celtics with the ball. Number 9 goes up. John Stockton with the rebound. So we talked about the Jazz being a dominant team. Will Jerry Sloan ever hoist the O'Brien Trophy?
I don't think he will, but he's already a Hall of Famer, which is well-deserved. And again, championships are just one way to measure the success of a player or coach. Not every great player or coach is going to be a champion in terms of winning the ring.
And now our sideline reporter, Doris Burke, has some info for us. Doris, take it away.
Well, guys, how about the 22-year tenure of Jazz coach Jerry Sloan, the longest-running tenure in American professional sports? It's a testament to his hard work and also to an organization that understands the value of stability. Jerry Sloan said, "I tell our players, I'm going to be here and you may not. I've been real fortunate that our owner gave me the opportunity to say that. If you don't have support, you don't have a fighting chance in the NBA." What wise words, guys.
Well, I pick him in any fight, but that support helps. Thanks, Doris. Boston again missing. Utah trailing here. Shot game clock separated by 5. Malone right side. Hits the 15-footer. Malone's got his first basket of the night.
Just put the ball in his hands, Kevin, and watch him go to work. He's going to make something good happen.
Wesley against Stockton. Number 30. Deflected by Malone. Number 30. Another block. Here's Russell. That'll do it for the first half. It's the Jazz up 1.
And it's been a great game out in Boston. Thanks so much for joining us for the HP Halftime Report. The Jazz are in a close one against the Boston Celtics. Great ball control offensively. The turnover differential a major advantage right now. Brian Russell making his presence felt early. He's got a handful of points and has gone to work on the glass, grabbing a few rebounds. And no shortage of desire from the Celtics side of things. A gritty, hard-nosed effort. They're hungry for the win. They're making their own luck. A nice first half by Ray Allen. Lighten up that scoreboard. He's making it ring like a pinball machine. These two leading their teams in scoring, and it hasn't exactly been a shootout as the numbers indicate. And now we'll send you back to Boston for the start of the second half.
The second half now getting underway, and it's been a very close ball game so far. Here's Wesley. He has 5. Probably the big surprise of the playoffs last year was how the Boston Celtics ended up really taking it to the Cavaliers.
You know, Kevin, they won 6 games, but you could kind of tell that the Celtics were in full control of that. The Cavs never really seriously threatened.
The second half is underway, and here's who Jerry Sloan's got on the floor. Malone is out there with Brian Russell. Then it's Jeff Hornacek. Then there's John Stockton and Ostertag.
This is what happens when the defense lags. Wrong guy to give an opening to.
You know, Clark, just thinking back to that Cavs-Celtics series for just a second, Rondo was absolutely huge for them. Do you think that's when it became apparent that this is his team going on?
Oh, I think so, Kevin. I mean, he really stepped up and took ownership of this team, but you still have to give credit to the older guys, too, now. KG, Pierce, and Allen, they were all great in that series as well.
Can't hit, so Boston will take it the other way.
The D served it up on the platter, and he still wasn't able to convert. He's got to be disappointed.
Ostertag snatches it inside.
There wasn't enough defensive pressure to affect him that close to the rim. I think he just flat out missed it.
Stockton left side. Malone with the screen. Shoots a 3. Ostertag, no good. Boston trailing. Here's Walker. A missed 3. And Utah has possession. It's a 1-point game. And here's Hornacek. No points for him. Just 5 to shoot. With 1 on the clock. It's still anybody's game as we've reached the end of 3. Back here in just a moment here in Boston. While we're still underway in the 4th, let's go down to Doris Burke, who has our Sprite Spark of the game report. Doris?
And Kevin, for the Jazz, the game Sprite Spark has been the solid play from their 3-man. It seems as though he's been involved in big play after big play in this one and has really ignited his team through the first 3 periods. We'll see how he closes this thing out, guys.
Thank you, Doris. You know, Clark, give me your thoughts. Igniting his team much of the way.
Well, this man on a mission, Kevin. His goal is not to let his team lose if he can help it.
Here is Stockton. You've got Allen and Walker. That's who's in the game for the Celtics. Stockton up top. Dump off pass. It's tipped.
Oh, what a great steal. That's a big-time play there.
The Celtics get the chance to retake the lead.
Outstanding job there to contest the shot and grab the miss. That's how you play defense.
Shot clock at 5. Hornacek right side. No good. And the Celtics go with it the other way. Now Wesley. To the wing. Here's Roger. Kept alive to take the lead. Number 30. And foul called as he misses. He'll go to the line and shoot 2.
Tough interior defense means not allowing easy baskets. Good foul.
And the Celtics making a change here. Hits them both, and now they have the lead.
Big free throws there to put them out in front. Every point counts when it's this close.
Less than 1 minute left. Here's Malone. No good. And the Celtics go with it the other way. The break is up. Here's Walker. Hammers in.
Oh, that's much in the clip. They needed that one, Kev.
Here's Stockton. This is a crucial possession for him. A lot at stake here. Baseline jumper. Good. Stockton's got his second basket of the game.
He's just so clutch. Here's a guy you want on your side with the game on the line, Kevin.
Time called here. The Celtics decide to talk it over. They're ahead by 1. 34 seconds left to the fourth. A moment to check in with Doris. Doris?
Kevin, the head coach for the Celtics, had some instruction for his guys during that break. He told them, keep pushing hard to the end. Just finish out these last few minutes, and we'll be able to come away with the W. Kevin?
Making a switch here, the Celtics. Gets the first. That'll put him up by 2. Making a switch here, the Celtics. Two for 2, and it's a 3-point ballgame.
Big free throws, Kevin. Now they'll need a 3 to just stay alive. To tie it up, they need a 3.
Here's Ostertag. Outside, Russell. Jacks up the triple. Scooped up. Malone kicks to Russell. For the tie. Oh, can't bury the shot to send it to OT. And so it's Boston scraping by with the win. Clark, it was anybody's game right to the very end.
Yeah, it was. The coach is happy with the outcome, but maybe not so much with the margin.
And that about wraps it up for Clark Kellogg in Dorisburg. This is Kevin Harlan. Thanking you for watching the NBA, presented by 2K Sports. And now, Jordan Brand presents our player of the game, Ray Allen.